Simon at Direct Access Vasectomy, and talking about a couple's guide to vasectomy and things to consider together. So vasectomy is often thought as the bloke's decision, and that's certainly the case. You know, it's his body, it's his right to decide, but partners' thoughts and wishes can be really important here as well. With starting the conversation there, then we want people to both be aware and thinking, is this the right option for us at the moment? Is the family complete? Do we want permanent contraception? And then if we do, what's going to be the option here of vasectomy versus tubal ligation for the woman? Is there a possibility that anything could change? There's circumstances where we did want further children, and thinking about how that applies to you as a couple. Permanence, I counsel my guys that we're going to vasectomy with the goal of becoming sterile. There are reversal operations and IVF procedures, and the option about sperm freezing before a vasectomy, but ideally, we're quite sure this is the right decision at this time in life, and we're done with either firm that we don't want any children at all, or we've got the right number of children and we're moving on to the next phase of life there. What changes, what doesn't? Reassuringly, everything really stays the same. The only thing we're blocking is the live sperm. Male testosterone, the quality of erections and orgasms, the amount and appearance of fluid ejaculated, all the same. And that's because the only thing is we're physically blocking the sperm, and they make up only about 2% of the fluid, so nothing changes after it. Often couples can report, in fact, that there's an improvement in the sex life because that worry about contraception has now gone. In terms of the partner's role in the discussion, we've moved on to an old idea where the partner needs to give consent for vasectomy. And we used to have that old idea about males needing to give consent to females having tubal ligation as well. That's definitely not the case anymore. But I suppose we need to be obviously comfortable with the decision, that this is the right decision for us as a couple at the time. Sperm freezing is there as an option. It's the best, technically easiest and cheapest option about keeping fertility options open down the track. And I can definitely talk to you through that. And I've got another video and blog post about that specifically there as well. Vasectomy is not a success straight away. We've got that 3-month window where we need to clear out the upstream tubes, lots of ejaculations, 15 or 20 over 3 months. And then at 3 months, get guys to produce the semen sample at home and drop it into the lab. So we need to make sure we're having an open discussion for that 3 months. What contraception options are we using there? Is it just condoms? Is partner able to keep taking the pill, the IUD that sits in the womb, the implant that sits under the skin of the upper arm? What's going to be the best thing for us as a couple in that 3 months before we get the check to double check that vasectomy has been a success. Practical stuff as a couple on the day. Now, the guy can drive himself here, drive himself home, because this is local anaesthetic, just like having a tooth number to the dentist, but partners are welcome to drive guys. The partners are also welcome to come along and sit in for the procedure if desired. That's absolutely fine. We're going to organise the day off after the procedure. We're going to load you up with Panadol and Nurofen, and we're going to have a quiet few days. We can certainly still have quiet movement around the house, go to Coles for milk, walk the dog, pick up baby, put him in the bath, put him in the change table, those sort of things. So the lifting is not like other bigger abdominal procedures. We need to hold off sex for a week, and then we can return to sex, and then after, actually more ejaculations the better, so that 15 or 20 over that 3-month period before the 3-month test. The other things to think about here is that with the initial telehealth consult, partners are very welcome to sit in for that as well. You book through the online service or by telephoning my reception staff. We have an initial 15-minute video telehealth talk going through the procedure itself, talking about follow-up on the procedure afterwards, and then any risks or problems to be aware of as well, and couples are welcome to sit in. So thinking about a checklist, is vasectomy the right thing for you? Are we done with fertility? We're aware and sure that the permanent decision is the right thing for us. Neither of us is feeling pressured, and we know that everything stays the same: libido, sex drive, erections, amount and appearance of fluid ejaculated. And then we need to cover ourselves for that 3-month window until the vasectomy is a success. We've talked about the options, including sperm freezing, just to keep the options open if there was any change of heart. So book in, come along, have that discussion, and always happy to answer your questions.